On the year, they went 6-4, finished third in the Big West. Hawaii 24-5. They went 7-3, and here we go. Heno to serve. First pass there is touched by Finn Kearney. Cross-court bump set Adrian Rohr, and a joust above the tape is won by Will Darcy. He'll win a lot of those with that 6'10 frame of his.
That was a very solid
75% last night against CSUN. Good pass there by Sakanoko. Outside it's Rohr, and he gets the kill. Adrian Rohr, what a freshman campaign for this 6'5 swinger from Lyon. Here's Tread Rosenthal. Pass there by Shane Aitken is a good one. Backside, it's Darcy, and he got under that one. Look out. That one winds up in the seats. Hawaii, for the second time this week, was named All Big West Conference. Down the line it goes. Pass there by Ennis is a good one. Middle second Gora blocked back. It drifts over the net. Nusterer able to get the penultimate touch. Carlos going back row. Heno blocked and roofed. Rohr and Nusterer shutting the door.
Notice how there's a little bit more celebration when they
doesn't get denied too often. That time the net denied the serve there by Rosenthal. The importance of the service line here in this match tonight, Seaman.
Oh, it's huge for both teams to keep the ball in play when it needs to be kept in play, like on runs, after timeouts, after long rallies.
Pass there, or at least an initial up by Leu Choi. It is Sakanoko who bump sets his fellow countryman Rohr. Now Darcy into that deep corner.
Darcy at 6.
It'll be match for Gorev to serve. Irvine had 5 service aces last night against the Matadors. Rohr gets slowed down by the block. Carlos going backside. Darcy again skips off the hands. The save by Sakanoko. Backside Rohr one-on-one. What a save there by Carlos, but then the triple block is up for Hawaii. In blocks. 5 serving 3. Carlos going outside. Ennis dug up over the net by Sakanoko. Carlos goes middle. It's Goss. Micah Goss.
It's 667. What a number.
And the overpass is forced. Advantage Anteaters. Back row Heno. The block got the touch up front. Backside, here's Kearney.
The big shoes he has to fill.
Nusterer, that one rattles the cage. D-set goes to Darcy, and he is blocked and all on the floor. Was seemingly indecisive for a moment between some of the officials, but the ultimate call on the floor was that it was a block roof. And the challenge is going to be whether or not... Yeah, that was awfully close. They have come to a determination. And the call will stand. So David Niffen loses his...
R2 gets to the desk.
7 serving 4. Nusterer down the line and wide. Oh, Ennis was looking to make a play on
3 sets for flexing and a couple of kills.
Sakanoko. And that was a pass that hovered above the tape, 50-50 style. Rosenthal tried to one-hand set it, but they're going to say it went off of him and out of bounds. Rosenthal arguing that there was interference there on the play. Serving 7. 2-hand pass there by Rohr. Outside, Sakanoko blasting it off the hands. A joust above the tape, stays on the Hawaii side. Back to Louis, blocked and roofed. Goss and Carlos sending it back.
Hangs in there, the 6th-year student.
So we are tied at 7. 2-hand pass there, Leu Choi. Sakanoko again, this time toward the block. And he is in the book. Kill number 1 for Louis on 4 swings.
He brings this.
Had 12 kills, hit 440, a couple of aces, and a half dozen blocks against Irvine on night 2 of that series. Here's Heno. And he goes cross court and wide. There was no touch up front, so Elir Heno yet to really get locked in.
Rare error from Hilaire.
9 serving 7. Top serve by Finn, and it's an ace, and look out! Shane Aiken goes hurling over the front.
And he's been known to do that.
That's right. 10 serving 7. Good pass there that time by Aiken. Outside, Heno, one-on-one with Rosenthal, and he blocks it to keep it on Irvine's side. Good play by Goss, rattled around on the Hawaii side. Anteaters now on the attack. D-set, Darcy was a little low. Advantage now for Hawaii. Rosenthal out to Louis, and the set was off the mark. And Sakanoko couldn't do times. Rest of his bench claps along with it, as well as the fans. Being drowned out, of course, by all of the Hawaii fans in the seats tonight. And he serves it long. Goff with some connections.
Ball and indoor volleyball.
Sakanoko with the serve. Middle set, Grigorev.
6-4 in the middle.
And a weapon from the service line. Here is Roar against a double block. Rosenthal goes back row to Louis, and he got under it. Look out. I tell you what, the courtside seats right now, very much in play.
Get your head on a swivel.
Yes.
Or get a help. And a little bit of rustiness from not having practiced as much.
Yeah, did not even make the trip last week to Santa Barbara. D-set, Kearney. One-hand save, Aiken. Good dig out from the bench area by Carlos, and we play on. Rosenthal, middle set, Todd. Justin Todd, the 6'8" redshirt freshman from Houston, Texas, and a graduate of Moanalua High School.
The last time he played Irvine, 8 kills, 0 errors in 10 tries, hit 800.
And he will serve. Carlos goes against the grain, and Heno pulverizes it behind the service line. And it is an ace. That was wicked. A smoke show by Ilir Heno. And he's trying to jack up his teammates.
He is French. You are fried.
There was a similar sign that Hawaii fans have been showing. He is French, you are toast. So I see the little back and forth here. A lot of French flavor on the Terraflex here this evening. How about that set to Kearney? And he sends it. Rosenthal. Pass there by Heno. They go to Darcy on the opposite side. Dug up by Sakanoko, but it winds up over the net. Carlos back row. Heno wrist away and down.
Great vision and such great ability to make a nozzle out of that left hand of his.
Just went beast mode, as you see there in the graphic against CSUN last night. And Grigorev, who's actually, we don't see that too often. 14 serving 13, it's Roar, and that's an ace!
Now it's too late. Misses for these two teams have not shown up yet. Hawaii hitting 118, Irvine 053.
Ennis off the block. That block up there just a smidge late on the Hawaii side, and Tim Ennis able to take advantage. Got spot duty last night. 2 kills, hit 167 against CSUN. Interesting, though, that David Nippen going with Tim Ennis over Nolan Flexen, perhaps.
That and maybe hitting percentage, keeping more balls in play.
Although here is Nolan Flexen now back to serve. Pass by Roar is a dime, and Neusterer lays the smackdown.
Micah Goss was up there with him, but just did not get over far enough to take his cross-court away. And Kurt up very quick that time.
As mentioned, he's been playing really well over the last 3 matches.
Ever since he signed with Goldman & Sachs, right?
Yeah, that's right. Kai Taylor inserted in the serve, and he makes it pay off immediately. So Kai Taylor, the 6'2" sophomore from Costa Mesa, California, his 3rd ace of the year. Hawaii by 3. And another good serve, and that
was run to be longer.
Ennis on the serve, and that one floats long. So each team now with 3 service errors. The difference, though, Hawaii has 3 service aces compared to 1 for the Anteaters.
These two teams, a lot of adrenaline going on right now.
Here's Kearney. graduate of Sandra Day O'Connor High School in Phoenix, out of the timeout, sends it long. So a true freshman out of Dos Pueblos High School in Santa Barbara made the Big West Conference All-Freshman team. And the reigning Big West Conference Defensive Player of the Week, Rosenthal, sets up Todd, and he unloads. And that gets a huge fist pump. 20 serving 16. Sakonoko to serve. Rattles the top of the tape. And that one a little low, but Elir Heno, perhaps the greatest improvisation artist we have seen in college volleyball.
He's unbelievable. So much fun to watch. He's worth the price of admission just to see his multitude of shots.
Yeah, that's set from Aiden Rigg, the Punahou alum. A little low, but Heno makes it work, and then Aiden Rigg makes the serve work. He delivers an ace. In his second year with UC Irvine, redshirted a season ago. A homecoming here for Aiden Rigg in this Big West Championship.
I got a fun fact for you. I coached his father back in 1982 and 81. Matthew made a two-time all.
Out of the timeout, Rigg back-to-back aces. Follows it up with an out serve, and Hawaii in to serve for Hawaii. Good turns late. That's what Charlie Wade always talks about, right? GTL. Mainly from the service line, and that's a good turn. Great chase down there by Ennis. Free pass coming over the net. Can Hawaii cash it in? Rosenthal, D-set, Kearney! Lights it aflame, and Hawaii up 3. He's got a couple of aces, 2 digs, and a block. Carlos going middle. That's Grigorev. Diving one-hand save there. Sakonoko. Roar to Kearney. Cross court. It's dug up by Carlos. Neusterer above the net. It stays on the Hawaii side. Roar! By the block and down. 23 serving 19 out of the timeout, and Wade sends it out. This guy from behind the line.
Hawaii's passing with only 3 passers right now.
Second in the nation behind Moni Nikolov in aces. Forces the overpass. Advantage and Eaters. Heno from the back row is blocked and roofed. Kurt Neusterer and Adrian Rohr say, ole. That ends, rooting for Hawaii at least, to their feet. As that serve goes into the twine.
Second service error. Now he's going to watch that number. Sometimes he gets in a run of bad serve.
Still a little ball. Grigorev. First touch, Sakonoko. Rosenthal, high ball here to Kearney. Tried to avoid the block. Goes to his hands. Gets the touch. And Hawaii logs victory number 1 in this match. Taking the first 25-21. With some of the choices he's made here in personnel. And Trevor Rosenthal gets things started the right way for Hawaii with a service ace, their 5th of the match.
Notice that serve was not served with a whole lot of speed, but it had accuracy. It served right in the seam of 2 players. Sometimes
see the service ace numbers for Rosenthal. That's number 36 on the year. Make it 37. Charlie Wade was lamenting to us earlier this week, C-Mac, that he has felt somewhat disappointed in the lack of efficiency for Hawaii from the service line. They are bringing it, though, here tonight as Treads Pops in the house enjoying the show. Dad Mike, who played offensive line at Notre Dame and 9 years in the NFL with the Giants and Vikings. Rosenthal was asked why he didn't go into football like his pops, as Norman Flexen absolutely annihilates that set. And Tread saying, yeah, football, a little bit too tough. He said, I'm kind of a big frame, but yeah, football wasn't necessarily for me. I think he made a good call because he seems to be doing well with this volleyball thing.
And Flexen flexed his muscles on that one,
That's
didn't
right.
he?
Heno took a little something off. Rosenthal goes back row. Sakonoko, look out. Some high cheddar in the direction of Shane Aiken.
And once again, Sakonoko leading the league in apologies. And leading the league is a 4-wiper as well. We haven't seen him as a 4-wiper yet, but he will.
Yeah, as the match wears on, I'm sure. Heno falling to his wallet after that pass. Here's Flexen, push digging it through a triple block. And that one is going to be an Irvine point. So Nolan Flexen, he gets it going, can be absolutely dynamic. But you see last night some fairly quotidian numbers by his standard. Kearney trying to go cross court, misses wide.
Launched it to the third row.
Yeah, first hitting error for Fim. And we're tied at 3 here early in set 2. Grigorev to bring it again. Choi handles it again. Backside, Kearney, the block slowed him down. Carlos goes middle, it's Goss. And we're going to have a center line violation called against UC Irvine.
Yeah, Joe Carlos was way under the net.
How close does it have to be?
That's a great question. I thought he was far enough away to have it. That wasn't really that dangerous, but the referees are trying to keep it safe out there.
4 serving 3. Pass there by Ennis. Middle set, Goss. And he knows what to do with it. Micah Goss. We mentioned reigning Big West Conference Defensive Player of the Week. In fact,
served by Flexen.
Going against the grain. Rosenthal to Kearney, and he caught it fat.
Very accurate.
Yeah, had 4 kills, no errors in set 1. He's got no kills, 2 errors here in the second. Rosenthal, high ball here to Sakanoko. 3 blockers waiting for him on one knee to save by Aiken. D-set Flexen. Punched up in the air by Rohr. Now Sakanoko from off the net. Had to take a little something off. The save drifts above the tape. Stays on the Anteater's side. Ennis delivers. And so UC Irvine with 3 straight.
Volleyball in Scotch Plains. But he knows how to, he's got game, I'm telling you.
And that's going to be an ace for Nolan Flexen as Chris McLaughlin shows off the volleyball hands, still to this day, still pure.
I don't know, sighting out at a mere 28%. Not good.
And Nolan Flexen fresh off the bench here to get the start here in this second set, and he is looking fresh. Goss the touch, saved by Rosenthal. Eleo Choi with the bump set. Sakanoko tried to dink it over the block, got blocked back. Now a joust above the tape, stays on the Anteater side. We got another battle above the net, and Hawai'i now with it. Backside Kearney, the set was low, dug up by Heno. Advantage Anteaters, back row, Heno gets it down. 6 straight. As Charlie Wade's going to make a change here. Clay Weeder is entering the match. He replaces Louis last 4 years and was an all-MIBA selection in 2024.
Flexen's really got his serve humming.
And again, a little disarray on the Hawai'i side. But Tread Rosenthal. Outside, here's Ennis blocked back. The cover there by Flexen. And that was a pretty rough touch there, but again, liberal on the second touches as long as it stays on your side of the net. Here's Flexen from behind the line. That was a gnarly angle he took. And again, Nolan Flexen, but with Louis, a little up and down here so far tonight. It is Weeder getting the call. Heno, the set was off the mark. Good cover off the block by Rosenthal. Here's Rohr, goes off the fingertips. It'll be played back. Middle set, Goss is dug up by Choi. That was a beauty. Rohr against the double block. Diving save Ennis. Here's Heno. Dug up over the net. It was Choi again. D-set Flexen. Rattled around. It'll be returned. Rohr gets it home. Hawai'i would not let it touch the ground.
Let's take a look at Leo's dig. First, right there to keep the ball alive. And later, Nolan Flexen just unloads with that spike. And here comes the ball quickly back over. Oh my goodness. Hawaii just getting lucky in that rally, because I'm telling you, Nolan Flexen just
You know, this crowd loves these kinds of efforts, but look at this. So this is the Flexen swing, goes off of Weeder. Look at this second touch. A kick set by Rosenthal that winds up an assist. As as Weeder sends it out.
Rally. The other team is really a little bit depressed that you won the long rally. The pressure is on the opposing team. Make them earn that next side out, not just give it to them.
11 serving 7. It's Goss. Sends it out. Goss with that opportunity after the outserve by Weeder. Gives it right back. So here is now Justin Todd, 8 serving 11. Pass by Aitken is money. Middle set, Grigorev.
No wonder he got first team all Big West.
Middle. But David Niffen saying you could probably put him just about anywhere on the floor and he would excel. Rosenthal on 2, got denied, and it was Grigorev.
You just called it. He's just really a great athlete is what he is. Only 6'4", smallish middle, maybe one of the smallest middles in the league. But he plays big because of plays like that.
Yeah, read that one like a book. Rosenthal trying to go over on 2 this time. It does find the floor. So Rosenthal thinking off. The sign game here in 2025 by this fan base. It's been next level.
Yeah.
The pass there by Ennis. Outside, Flexen. And Nolan Flexen has come into this match, and he has traditionally had his best showings against Hawaii, but starting on the bench tonight, maybe giving him a different vibe. Overpass, gobbled up. So an interesting lineup choice here made in this second frame by David Niffen, where he leaves Ennis out there, brings Nolan Flexen in. Will Darcy is the pin hitter we have not seen here in set 2. And so far, so good for the Anteaters. Heno. And that's going to be an ace. Second in the nation behind Moni Nikolov in that cap played in this facility over the last 2 seasons. And right now up 7 in set 2. Big time uphill climb for Hawaii. Adrian Rohr able to tool the block to try to get that climb started. Hits long. Out of Walnut Creek, California, 6'4" junior. Pass by Eliu Choi. A little tight to the tape. Hitting for a high percentage once again. He's got 3 kills, hitting 750. Here's Kai Taylor. See if he can make a run from the service line. Perfect pass there by Aitken. Middle set, Goss. Overpowering the resistance put up there by Justin Todd. Yeah, interesting that you have these 2 young but very large and physical setters in this Big West Conference in Moni Nikolov and Tread Rosenthal. Here's Heno on 2, 3 blockers up. Stays on the Anteater side. Middle set, Goss. Goes off of the platform of Rohr and into the seats. And you see from Joe Carlos. Very even. You got Micah Goss, 5 kills, Flexen 4, Heno 4, Ennis 3, Grigorev 2.
I was just going to say that the distribution tonight is so different from last night.
Here's Kearney, cross court, one-hand save over the net by Flexen. Rosenthal, back row, Adrian Rohr with the smash.
You talk about the distribution last night. Heno hit just under 50% of their sets last night. He had 60 sets, and tonight he's more like 25%. So I think Joe Carlos is consciously trying to distribute the ball to other people.
Irvine passing the ball very well here in set 2. Ennis, the quick pogo stick hop, rattled around. Kearney going to get a swing, but he hits it into the twine. Seemingly so sharp in that first set. Unable to carry that over here to the second frame, and then conversely speaking, the Anteaters went the other way, just flipping the script. And part of that due to the insertion of Nolan Flexen into the match. Here's Todd in the middle. Catches the sweet spot.
The other things to look at in the macro, the big picture, Hawaii took 6 straight sets, now counted 7 counting tonight, to win 8, 9 sets in a row against the team that's equal to them. Very difficult.
Carlos going D-set. Here's Flexen, rolls it over the block. Diving save by Choi, but to no avail. And Nolan Flexen strikes again. He's got 5 kills. If it did light a fire, then job well done on the psychological front there by David Niffen. Job well done on that swing by Adrian Rohr. He's got 5 kills to lead Hawaii. And now Kainoa Wade in and back to serve. So you have Rohr, Sakanoko, Heno on the other side, all Frenchmen participating in this match. And when Irvine first played here in the regular season, there were several instances where they all gathered and huddled around the net, certainly speaking in their native languages. As that one gets the touch by Nolan Flex.
High and hard and deep.
And that serve goes long. The UC Irvine record. And was the previous Big West record until Moni Nikolov surpassed that earlier this evening in the sweep win over UC San Diego. Heno from behind the line, 2-hands it over. And that's going to end up a point. Adrian Rohr trying to touch it up, coming off of the block attempt. And I think this Rainbow Warrior team thinking, let's just get to set 3 at this point.
In the court as usual.
Yeah, he has a knack. And he ends it with an ace. Elir Heno, the exclamation point. 55 held by Evan Paddock of UC Santa Barbara. It's a service at set 3. There's Tread Rosenthal. That toss a little off, so he just soft touched it over. Ennis is blocked. Good cover by Aitken. It's Grigorev with the jump back set to Flexen. Now Rohr is smothered by Grigorev. It was Flexen back set.
Right.
Just moments before that roof. What can't this guy do on the Terraflex? Pass there by Finn Kearney. He'll get the set on the left side through the block and down. Rui Sakanoko back on the floor. Warriors. Rohr just loops it over. Pretty easy pickings in serve receive. But a swiping, glancing blow by Micah Goss still finds the floor.
I'll tell you something, Kanoa, that ball was in the air a long time. There were 6 Warriors that a pro spin.
Yeah, I have no idea what you're talking about. My shots on the golf course don't do that. Rosenthal going back row to Rohr. The net actually slowed that one down. So Carlos sets up Flexen, tried to push Dinka through the block, and it got turned back. And Hawaii scores another roof.
And for the first time tonight, Hawaii has temporarily solved the Nolan Flexen problem.
Well, the first hitting error for Nolan Flexen, so he proves his humanity. Micah Goss yet to commit a hitting error. And the first hitting error for UC Irvine as a squad since set 1. Here's Neusterer. Nasty serve down the line. That was a heck of a play by Ennis to put it up, and then a heck of a block by Hawaii. Finn Kearney on the inside of that triple block, getting it done.
All started with a good serve by Neusterer, and there's 3 blockers up. Nice help by Finn Kearney. He had a long way to go to get there.
Neusterer again to serve. Heno falls to the floor upon the pass. Ennis slowed down by the block. Rosenthal retrieves it. Rohr on 2. He saddles Shane Aitken. And Hawaii has a 5-2 advantage in the third. And season's metrics, the Big West had an inside track to maybe get both at-large bids. As that one is ripped down by Micah Goss. He's still error-free now with 7 kills. Herman, the other at-large. Back row, Rohr! And he is in his bag right now.
Adrian Rohr, better time to be playing well.
6 serving 3. That's going to be a pass over the net, and it is whiffed. Point.
Sometimes freshmen do that.
That freshman just delivered an ace, Michael Goss.
Talk about going over the tables. Sakanoko almost took Tip Wells' head off right there. Oh,
yeah, there's Tip.
He's shaking his head. Oh, my goodness.
Look at Tip. You're barely looking rattled, right? Just staying in the thick of things, staying in the moment. 5 serving 6. Rosenthal sets up Kearney from behind the line. Now the D-set goes to flex in, and he pumps it long. Was there a touch? No touch.
This is his last challenge, I believe. He has 2 left.
And there is going to be no overturned call. So the call is upheld. It's a failed challenge for David Niffen, and they have now 1 challenge remaining here, unless this is to go to a 5th. And then 1 more challenge will be added to each side. Louis Sakanoko to serve, 7 serving 5. And a 6'5" sophomore from Paris, France, into the net. But the service error on that occasion. Now Joe Carlos bringing it the other way. The Lolly pops it over the net. Rosenthal, flat-footed, goes to Rohr. Now Rosenthal changes his mind mid-air and sets up 11 sophomore, 8 serving 6. Carlos going backside. Here's Heno blocked back, punched up in the air by Carlos. A little mix-up there. Free chance for Hawaii. Rosenthal goes to Neusterer, and he gets the kill.
Now, much sharper than they were in set number 2.
Hawaii hitting 300 here in the 3rd. Negative 111 right now, the percentage for UC Irvine. 9 serving 6. And Todd goes into the string.
And run 2 or 3 or 4 together as opposed to 1 and out.
Rosenthal sets up Kearney, hovering from off the net, and we're going to have a net violation against Irvine.
Gregorov might have been the one that was in.
That matches the output of Adrian Rohr. Here's Rosenthal on the serve. It's a good one. Pass tight to the net. Middleset Gregorov able to push Dinka to the near side. Kurt Neuster arguing that he guided that one a little too long. Does not pay it much more attention.
Need I tell you it's not challengeable? It's purely a subjective call from the R1.
And we have also seen much worse than that here at times this season. Here's Rohr from the right side.
That is finding him. Now with Rohr going in the back row, watch for him to hit some more back row quicks.
8 kills for Adrian.
Ooh, pulled the center off the net.
Flexing 3 blockers up, and it gets returned to sender.
I hope Adrian
does it again, and this time it results in an ace.
And that's didn't even register on the radar gun.
Well, but it is a 5-point advantage here in the 3rd for the Rainbow Warriors. Aitken from his wallet makes the pass, and then Goss hanging and banging.
Give all the credit to Aitken that time.
These liberos right now in the Big West Conference, they have been amazing. And they're going to call that an ace. No. And that's an out ball. Well, 14 serving 10. And that's a block. Justin Todd in the middle of the action. And the first hitting error for Micah Goss in this match.
It's so hard to block Micah. He gets up so quickly. And normally puts the ball down. He's used to burying it. Not that time.
So the lead is 5 here for Hawaii. Taylor going to try to keep the pressure applied. Boy, does he. Another ace. 8th of the match for the Rainbows.
Ty Taylor just bringing it.
High toss here from Taylor, and that one he pumps long. To try to go 2-1 advantage in this semifinal match. Long Beach State awaits the winner in tomorrow's championship. Rosenthal goes middle. Todd bounces it off of the center flex. He's got 5 foot down. There's Finn Kearney. It's Aiden Rigg at setter, goes D-set to flex him. And that was one heck of a connection. You had Aiden Rigg, who was coming full bore to the near side, goes against the grain, and that was some Lilikoi jam.
And definitely misdirection there. And Flexen did a nice job of hitting high and hard.
Goss to serve. Pass by Rohr. Going to drift over the net. Punched into the center of the court by Sakonoko. Back set goes to Kearney. The dig by Goss. So Rigg sets up Flexen. Cross court and down. And Nolan Flexen is absolutely grooving here this evening.
Charlie has 2 timeouts left. You know, I would use one right now, keeping that 4-point spread and slowing down Micah Goss just a little bit. But we'll see if he uses it maybe on the next point, if it happens.
13 serving 17. That's an overpass. What a save by Choi. Kearney cross court. Sakonoko the tip. It's sniffed out by Heno. D-set, Flexen. Kearney on the save. Rosenthal outside. Sakonoko, it drifted too close to the pin. And it put too much sauce on the set. That's a go. 3 straight points, though, by Irvine. And the mood has shifted. Match tied at 1 set apiece. Sakonoko couldn't get a hold of that one. Cross-court bump set goes to Louis, and he's blocked and roofed. And it was Aiden Rigg who got most of that one. That's now 4 points in a row here for Irvine.
I give a lot of credit to Micah Goss for keeping his serve in. Louis trying to tool the end blocker. Aiden Rigg would have nothing of it. Local boy making good.
Sakonoko hitting negative 267 here in this match. He's got 2 kills and 6 errors. Good pass that time by Choi. Back row Rohr. Hopped up in the air by Goss. Nicely done. High ball bump set. Heno off the fingertips of the block. When it looks like all of the odds are against him, he always seems to find a call, and yes, it's upheld. So Irvine has scored the last 5. He is now very much up for grabs. Goss trying to keep the pressure on. Into the net. That service error by Goss.
Absolutely. Like taking a timeout almost.
And now Sakonoko still trying to find fully his rhythm here this evening. Loops it over the net. On 2, it's Rigg. And that's something that his presence brings to the table. He's a bigger body than Joe Carlos, 6'6", and he's got that southpaw swing. Took full advantage there.
He set the team the entire fall. Carlos didn't set it all in the fall. Aiden Rigg did all of the setting, so he's very used to working with this first group.
And that will trickle down to the Terraflex on the Irvine side. So Hawaii up 2.
He has been Mr. Steady behind that service line.
The son of head coach Charlie Wade gets it in. The pass by Aiken is a good one. Backside, Heno blocked back. Good punch-up cover there by Ennis. Heno trying to push Dinkett past the block. They go pitter-patter back and forth. Back to Heno it goes. There's a little bit of a deep dish there. Rosenthal 2-hands it around. And Heno gets it over the net. Sakonoko's going to set up his fellow countryman, Rohr. Those high hands saved along the back line by Ennis. High ball set. Here's Flexen. Guarding the back line that time was Sakonoko. Back set Kearney. Dug up by Carlos. Here's Flexen, the over-the-shoulder offering. Kearney the save. It's going to be a joust. And it's put down by Flexen. Oh, Kearney just couldn't quite control.
Put it just too tight to the net.
18 serving 19, and you got this guy, Elir Heno on the serve. And it is an ace. Elir Heno now with his fourth.
The fastball. Hit the off speed.
There was the off speed. We're tied at 19. Nooser in the middle. He's blocked back. The cover by Sakonoko. Rosenthal the swing, and he gets it down. He went hard angle to the far side. And the ad-lib pays off there for Tread Rosenthal. Oh, but we're going to have a challenge. I think they're challenging the in-out call.
Yes.
And this would be if David Niffen is not successful here.
Yeah.
And that's an overpass. Hawaii with the advantage. Nooster straight down to the floor.
Been money.
Yeah, Hawaii has been reaping the benefits. 21 serving 19. Carlos has to go a long way to set up Ennis. Couldn't put a full swing on it, so Sakonoko going to set up Roar. 3 blockers against him, and they are able to slow him down. Carlos, backside, flexing. And that was some hard and heavy heat. 20 serving 21. Grigorev to bring it over. Pass by Choi is a good one. Back set Roar. Tough angle. And he makes it work. 10 kills for Adrian. Carlos shoots it out to Ennis. And he goes right down Kalakaua Avenue. Tim Ennis has been strong here. That's his 4th kill. Hitting .231. He also has 4 digs and just has been a solid piece of the puzzle this week so far for UC Irvine.
And a primary passer. Look who's coming in now, though.
Yeah, Will Darcy entering back into the match. So just as we were raining praise on Tim Ennis, Darcy checks back in. And flexing, serves it long.
They wanted a big blocker in, so Darcy is now going out, and Ennis is coming back in.
Remember, no challenges left for UC Irvine. They are also out of timeouts here in this 3rd set.
Charlie Wade has 1 timeout if needed.
And it's Nooster. What a pass by Aiken. That was incredible. Heno from the back row off the block. Dive-in save there by Nooster. Sakonoko with the swing. The up by Heno, chased down by Aiken. Goss tips it over. Advantage Hawaii. Backside Kearney. Nooster.
Blistering heat.
And the Hawaii fans standing up here. Aloha ball in the 3rd. Nooster with a great serve. Carlos from his knees goes against the grain to flex and dug up by Rosenthal. So Roar to Kearney. Through the block and down. And Hawaii takes set 3. 25-21. Bodies flying all over the place. Endangering some of those sitting courtside. Now, Nolan Flexen has been a presence tonight, too, so that does add to the options you would think. But Irvine way out of system, and Heno hits it into the antenna. And so Hawaii gets on the board first here in the 4th.
Pretty good serve by Tread Rosenthal that time to start things off. He's done a good job, actually, every set and getting Hawaii off to a pretty good start.
One serving 0.
I spoke too soon.
That was on you. Now that one was on you.
Oh, man. With his team, as his servers having longer runs.
Elir Heno with 4 aces tonight. Give him a handful. 5th ace for Heno. 5 of a kind. And he is now
so tough.
That was a pretty nasty one, too. Good pass, though, by Finn Kearney. Nooster gets blocked back. Against the grain, it's Roar. Off the hands and down. Ennis got a good touch, but he lost the location of the ball. Pass by Aiken. Middle set. Grigorev rejected. Kurt Nusterer. His sixth. One skips off the tape. Hawaii with 9 total team blocks. Here's Flexen off the block, chased down by Choi. Sakonoko hits the deck, so it's Kearney against the double block. Good up there by Heno. Out to Ennis, it's blocked back. The cover there by Carlos, so Heno. High ball set. Flexen through a triple block. He would not be denied. This guy. Here's Grigorev. And that's an ace. Grigorev with his first ace of the match. We mentioned he was 9th nationally, 3rd in the conference in aces per set. And Maximus saying, are you not entertained? Oh, we're entertained, all right. It's the Big West Championship. But follows the ace up with the service error. We double digits. And it was basically a serving sub for the first set. Here's Nusterer. Back row, Heno. And he caught a piece of Trevor Rosenthal in the back row. That one had some extra pepper on it. Oh, it was Rohr who actually got clipped. 5 serving 4. Here's Flexen. Rosenthal goes high and away. Sakonoko, and he was eclipsed. 6 hands across for the Anteaters, and there was nowhere for Sakonoko to go.
That was a very dark closet he got caught in there. Nowhere to go, no light. Very well-formed block.
Sakonoko hitting -294. What an up there by Choi on the pass, and then Kearney. I'm not sure if he meant to do that, but he found the middle of the floor.
It was like a knuckleball. It had no spin. It wasn't a tip shot. It wasn't a push dink. It was a full swing knuckleball.
I'm still not sure how he did that. But he's got 10 put downs. And then serves it long. To belabor the point, but there could very well be an at-large berth into the NCAA tournament riding on this match here. Rosenthal goes middle. It is Justin Todd got blocked back. It goes off of Todd and over. Now Heno goes with a little love and tenderness, just pushing it through that block. You just never.
Front row here. Heno was at like 6'8", but then he got Goss at 6'4", and Joe Carlos.
Here is Sakonoko. And he stepped on the end line. So they forced him to miss the road trip. But either way, yeah, it just hasn't been the typical Sakonoko night. Rosenthal betters that ball to Rohr, and he uses the block to his advantage.
How did Leo Choi even pass that ball? He was just trying to put their hand up.
Ask and you shall receive. And of course, Ilir Heno delivers more often than not.
He's the donut on those off-speed shots.
Has such impeccable court vision. Nusterer gets it down.
I thought Grigorev really had him there. I thought he was going to come back for a stuff. Instead, Kurt somehow snuck it through.
So Nusterer 6 kills, no errors. I think the last time he committed an error was like the Reagan administration or something.
There's an overpass.
Nusterer commits a hitting error.
No, Leahy. I'm going to hit one out.
My bad, Kurt. Here is Heno. High and away. Kearney pats it across. Big advantage here for the Anteaters. They go backside, it's Flexen. The block slowed him down. So Hawaii now with the edge. Rohr. Diving save Aitken. Ennis wasn't able to put too much sauce on that one. So here's Rohr now. Able to tool a triple block. That is a freshman making that kind of play. And what was Basically a dire situation for any hitter.
A freshman with lots of internet.
And then a great serve. Irvine out of system. Ennis is going to two-hand it over. Rosenthal goes backside. Kearney got blocked. Back to Kearney again, a little off in the location of the set. Irvine back row, it's Hano! Blocked and roofed, Louis Sakanoko!
From one Frenchman to another. Hano to Sakamoto.
Some French on French crime right there. That time the battle was won by Sakanoko, and we are tied at 11. Pass over the net. Sakanoko couldn't get it down. It was Heno on the dig. Ennis, that was a tough placement of the set there. And they're going to call a net violation against the Anteaters. Hawaii has scored 3. And remember, David Niffin has no challenges. Streaming entertainment right there. Out of the timeout. Here's Flexen. He went OTT.
Again.
Yes, he wasn't messing around on that swing.
Really reliable hitters to get him a terminating kill and a point.
Pass by Choi. Outside, here's Sakanoko, and he goes off of Flexen and out. And for Louis Sakanoko, that is his 9th.
Got good velocity on it.
We're still hitting way down in the negatives. Negative 211. 13 serving, 12 Neusterer. It's a good serve. Backside Flexen, blocked and roofed. Sakanoko sends it back.
So this just show why.
Numbers 12-6 in favor of Hawaii. Another good serve, Neusterer. Overpass, Kearney knows what to do with it. Sometimes you just got to get away from it all for a moment, right? Hawaii by 3. Pass tight to the net. And that's going to be a Hawaii point. Irvine wants an interference. 16 serving 12. And Neusterer trying to rear back, in other words, right?
Exactly.
Well, Nolan Flexen, he's had a few good serving runs here tonight.
He really has.
Good pass that time by Rohr, though. Middle set, Todd. It didn't have a whole bunch of view. Here's Kearney. Aiden Rigg now out there at center. Diving save, Rohr, and a pitter-patter joust above the tape. Ennis the swing, goes off the Hawaii block. Another joust stays on the Anteater side. Rigg trying to push Dinkett down. Kearney gets it over the net. Rigg is blocked. Are you for real? Rigg again tips it over, and now we have a violation called against Hawaii. Here's Ennis. Rosenthal gonna set middle to Todd, but he wasn't there. It was able to somehow platform it over. Here's Hano. Got blocked. Gonna two-hand it through the Hawaii block. Louis. Half-hearted swing. Anteaters on the attack. Outside, here's Hano. Blocked and roofed! Are you for real?
Notice once again the extra celebration and joy by the Hawaii players when they know they're blocking last year's National Player of the Year, Hilaire Hano.
Hawaii touching everything the last 2 rallies. And again, just putting in that extra work, keeping up.
Yeah. That's something Hawaii's known for, too, that scrappy defensive play in both men and women's programs. 18
serving 14. And Louis serves it wide, as they are here in 2025.
And here comes the server who has the longest run for UCI behind the serving line tonight.
Pass by Rohr is a dime. Gets the set on the outside and overpowers the resistance. Adrian Rohr with 14 kills to lead everybody on the Terraflex.
Hitting over 400 on the night.
Serving 15. What a pass there by Ennis. D-set, Flexen. Punched up in the air by Kearney. Outside it goes to Rohr. Roll shot handled by Heno. Rigg on 2. Pulverizes loses it.
Boy, he has been so
Tonight. Outside, it's Roar. Goes off of Grigorev and out of bounds. It's Rosenthal. Into the twine. The NCAA career mark. And that's an ace. And he has done it. Ties the NCAA career. 4 lead changes. Elir Heno adding his name to history tonight as well from the service line. Sakanoko handled that one. Backside, it's Roar. Skips it off the block. And that's going to be a Hawaii point.
I think it hit the antenna.
Irvine arguing the point, but again, no reviews. However, there's going to be a discussion. UC Irvine cannot challenge this call, but Tony Chan bringing the line judges and the R2 Sid Church over to talk this one over. Irvine arguing that that swing by... this is about as long a pause as we've had regarding a good one.
Yeah.
Credit to this officiating crew for coming to that determination without a replay challenge. 19 serving 20. Rosenthal sets up Roar. Soft touches it over the hands.
It's done for now.
Roar now to serve. Making sure he gets it in. Carlos against the grain. It's flexing. And he is just peaking. High point of contact. And now another tough server in Max Grigorev. 20 serving 21. Rosenthal going to go outside. Sakanoko chooses violence. Up offensively, but coming up big there. Here is Kainoa Wade. Hawaii by 2. Carlos backside flexing. Deep corner and down. That it would be Nolan Flexen carrying the load down the stretch for UC Irvine and not Elir Heno. Back row, Roar! Delivers.
I had a feeling when he rotated the back that he would be out.
Is Finn Kearney to serve. Pass by Ennis. Pulls Carlos off the net. Flex in the touch shot. Gets it home. Oh, he's pulling out all from the arsenal now.
Now in the front row.
It'll be Tim Ennis. Rosenthal, back row, Roar! A little elevation and exclamation.
And look at this crowd of about 9,000 stand as one.
Aloha ball for a trip to the ship and possibly locking up a berth into the NCAA tournament. And Sakanoko misses the ball. And he serves it out! And it is over! Hawaii is moving on! The Big West Marbles against the long-time...
What a match. I'm exhausted, Kanoa. This has just been such great volleyball. Both teams playing well.